Hey guys, Steve at Recruit Ops. Welcome to our new series on basically how to work with a recruiter. And I know we've covered different topics as far as working with a recruiter. I think one of the biggest things is questions to ask a recruiting company or a recruiter when you decide to work with them. So always do a little research, right? But most of those questions are going to follow basically these three steps, right? So one, what do they specialize in? Do they specialize in healthcare? Do they specialize in engineering? Do they specialize in this? Or do they have a division or a vertical of their business that specializes in that? That's important. What you don't want to do is be a nurse, a doctor, an engineer, or whomever that works with a recruiter who does a little bit of everything, right? Your recruiter needs to be focused on what you do. Second, how long have they been doing it? Now, everybody in this business starts out somewhere. The rule of thumb is to understand that 65% of everybody who does this particular job has been doing this less than a year. So if you think about it as a nurse, and I go into a hospital, a new grad nurse who ends up being proctored or preceptored by a nurse in the hospital and trained up to do that, not every recruiting company does that. A lot of recruiting companies will do what we call put a meat shirt on somebody and throw them to the wolves, right? This is how we use our phone system. This is how we use our applicant tracking system. This is the script that we use to talk to different nurses or doctors or therapists or whatever the case is. So if you're a nurse, and let's say your specialty is something a little more difficult like cath lab or EP or transplant, flight, one of the higher end specialties, you're going to want to make sure you work with somebody who knows what that particular job is. Now be fair to a recruiter in the fact that they're recruiters. They're not healthcare professionals. That's not what we do. So being as open and honest with them about what your normal day looks like, things like that, is just going to make your process a little easier with them. One of the other things is referrals. Several things in my life I won't do without a referral, right? I won't go to a dentist. I won't really work with a client. I won't buy a house. These are all things I prefer to do out of a referral from somebody that I trust. So talk to your counterparts. You work with somebody on your floor was placed by a permanent placement, travel, per diem, local contract type company. That's the best way I've seen for people to work with the recruiting companies. We get a lot of referrals to our company from people that we've placed in the past at different facilities around the country. So that's just a few steps that you want to look at, a few things you want to look at when you're going into working with a recruiter. Now, one of the other things to think about is what kind of recruiter do you need to work with? We do what's called contingency, direct hire, permanent placement, whichever you choose, they're all the same. But there are local contract companies, there are per diem companies, there are travel companies, and these all have different pieces and benefits to them. So understanding what you want, and you may not know that until you talk to a recruiter, okay? So at the end of the day, one of the biggest things you want to look at is, can I get a referral? How long have they been doing it, and what do they specialize in? Those are the big three. If you can just focus on those, most of the time you're going to be okay. As you start building a relationship with a recruiter, one of the biggest complaints we hear in this business is that people disappear, right? I start working with a recruiter and all of a sudden he's ghosting me, he's gone. A lot of times that is because recruiters don't like to tell people that they can't help them. And I've been doing this a long time, so I've been guilty of that in the past as well. And if you're working with a very strong recruiter, they're usually pretty busy. So if you haven't heard from a recruiter in a couple of days, don't freak out, right? Most of the time we're not ignoring you, we're just very busy. We will let you know when we have information, right? But that's a two-way street. When we present you to a client, that client may get very excited about you based off the resume and the profile that we build, and they may call you directly. Just keep your recruiter in the loop, just like they're going to try to keep you in the loop as well. So that's really what I would focus on if I was going out and trying to pick a company, whether it's ours or anybody else's. I would really focus on those top three things, all right? So thanks for watching. Again, Steve with Recruit Ops. Any questions, comments, requests for topics, that would be great as well. Just leave those in the comments section. Don't forget to like and follow us. Thank you.